The Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
He's gonna persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's the underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking these scriptures just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believe in life. I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven. Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
Feel the bangers. Feel the bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off if she get down, I can reread.
Yo, what it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. This is your host, Fleetwood JR, man. Right now, you on Kicking It with Fleetwood. Right now, keep it pushing with Fleetwood. I already know. Today, we learn episode, man, as we must do. You feel me? Everything that we once knew went all the way to truth. You feel me? So, you know how we do it, man. I'm going to be showing a bunch of different clips, man. But how we going to start it off today, man? We going to start it out with a positive message. You feel me? Good for the soul, you feel me? Good for the vibration. You know what I mean? Kick it out.
Of your mind is keeping you still and delaying your evolution. The whole point of life is evolution. Study your laws of the universe, the law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law of equivalent exchange. Study your laws, the laws of cause and effect, the karmic cycle. Study your laws, dwell into your mind, meditate. Understand that you can alter your realms by your train of thought. You're only enslaved if you can't control your mind. So while you can and while you don't have the whole world against you, or you don't have a lot of worries, worry on freeing your mind from this realm. When you can free your mind from this realm, everything is but a thought. And if you can't free your mind, then you're a slave to this realm. The whole goal is you live and then you die. You can die plenty times while you're alive. The idea of physical death is completion. You served your purpose and then you won. If you're not evolving, you're doing something.
Real talk, you know what I mean? That's a powerful message, you feel me? Figure out your purpose, you know, and also free your mind, you know. We probably think over 1,000 thoughts a day. The brain continuously moves, you feel me? So you got to always kind of stay in the moment and keep balance, you know? So you definitely got to make sure that, you know, you cleansing your mind. Just as if you would cleanse your body, you take a bath every day, you got to cleanse your mind and meditate, you know, and be in full control of, you know, everything around you. You know, when you don't have control, you know, you're liable to, you know, you're more high risk to crash, you know, crash and burn is like an accident, you feel me? Like, so don't overwork yourself too much, you feel me? Just don't forget about, you know, the most important thing of health and wellness is your mind, you feel me? So I got another good clip for y'all, man.
People out here that's been doing this shit that niggas never look at. And that's the fucked up part. Cause I need a sensational nigga to tell me how to do something. But it's a nigga in your neighborhood that's been showing you the fucking way. I need you to have old jewels, which is fucking fucked up. Cause you creating a system of people who only look at niggas who have material gains to listen to. And these not the great thinkers of this fucking world. It's nobody quoting these niggas as the great thinkers of this world. But that's the niggas who niggas look at. But the niggas who are really in depth and who have solutions for this shit, who don't never think about can't. Nigga, I'm solution based. I don't listen to problems to gossip with niggas. And I understand. But niggas don't have no fucking heart. You can't go to war with niggas who love tangible things. And niggas talk that fucking warrior shit, but these niggas is so unproven But you give your loyalty to niggas who are unproven, who do shit for money, and that's it. They don't do shit for the love of the people. And the biggest commodity of anything is the fucking people. It's no you without the people. Don't give a fuck how much money you got. With no people, nigga, you're nothing. I survive with the people. It's niggas that's growing food when niggas is hungry. Nigga, we got a guard. We growing food for niggas. You ain't got to go to the grocery store. That's the real shit. And niggas.
Yeah, that's real, man. Everything you said in that was like spot on. You feel me? Like, don't worry about the messenger. You feel me? Pay attention to the message. All that stuff is a costume. The outer ain't nothing. You feel me? Like, and they got a good message of information for you based on what their possessions are. You feel me? You can have a homeless man on the street have way more sense than the one with the big Benz in the $100,000 jury. You feel me? So now, man, pay attention to the message, not the messenger. And also, you know, like our podcast is based for the people, man. You feel me? Like, this is bigger than us. You know, we ain't looking at it for no monetization, no money or nothing. Like, as long as these shows, neat episodes can encourage somebody to become better, you feel me? We played our part. You know, and that's how we look at everything. You feel me? We ain't no ball hogs. We gonna pass the ball and make the assist. You feel me? Like, we trying to put points on the board. It's a whole nation that we live in right now on this land, you feel me, that's against the original people of this land. So we got to stop this division where they conquer and divided us, you feel me, and come together. So, nah, most definitely. But I got another good one for y'all, man. Like, we're going to kick it off. And like I say, high vibrations, man. We're going to get into the chakras real quick. They put it in everything.
I see. I guess we'll start with the basics. The water flows through this creek, much like the energy flows through your body. As you see, there are several pools where the water swirls around before flowing on. These pools are like our chakras.
So chakras are pools of spiraling energy in our bodies?
Exactly. If nothing else were around, this creek would flow pure and clear. However, life is messy and things tend to fall in the creek. And then what happens?
The creek can't flow?
Yes, but if we open the paths between the pools,
the energy flows.
There are 7 chakras that go up the body. Each pool of energy has a purpose and can be blocked by a specific kind of emotional muck. Be warned, opening the chakras is an intense experience, and once you begin this process, you cannot stop until all 7 are open. Are you ready? Tell me everything.
Yeah, big message, man. The mind, body, and soul. You heard what he said when life is messy. So with that being said, it's gonna be a lot of things that throw your frequency off and have you all balanced. But the biggest thing is to stay in tune with self, to bring yourself back balanced. Because when you unbalanced, it's a lot of chaos and turmoil. You know what I mean? Spiritual wise, you feel me? You're gonna feel the energy. It's not gonna feel right. And in order to stay focused, you got to keep your mind together. So we about to jump into this these clips, you know, more educational clips about the original people, you know, who we be. You feel me? Not what they told us we was. It's facts out here, man. I'll jump into the first clip. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Been tapping into the Underdogs Podcast 2023. You feel me? We ain't doing nothing but going up. We've been in gift about a whole year, and we on season 3 right now, man. So yeah, man. We appreciate all y'all out there. Feel me?
I really hope all of y'all are doing all right out there. Now, have you guys ever read the book Black Slaves, Indian Masters? This is a must read. Now, if you subscribe to being a Black Indian or Black indigenous, you got to read this book. And if you haven't, I suggest you do it. A lot of people do not understand that Indians were enslaving Black folks. Some of y'all don't believe it. This book really details it all. I'm not going to spoil the book too much, but I'm going to go over a little bit of the introduction because we all need to see this. Again, we're in the book Black Slaves, Indian Masters. On page 2 of the introduction, we're talking about Indian race and slavery. Okay, family? It says from the late 18th century through the end of the U.S. Civil War, Choctaw and Chickasaw men and women held people of African descent in slavery like their white Southern counterparts. Indians bought, sold, owned, and exploited Black and reproduction for economic and social gain. Reading further, Chickasaws and Chickasaws purchased slave men and women and children to work their Mississippi farms and plantations and to serve in their homes. Slaveholders and those who did not own slaves embraced the radical ideology that affirmed Black people's inherent difference in inferiority and thus justified their enslavement. Black folks being purchased by Indians. Yeah, family, before y'all start rocking those feathers, make sure y'all get this book.
Yeah, man. It's a whole lot of information out here. You feel me? People want to hold on to the out of Africa theory, and like I always say, you got to pay attention to the land that you own. You feel me? To really get, the rundown of what's really real. You feel me? Um, yeah, we just gonna keep it pushing, man. Let's keep pushing with Fleetwood, right? You know what I mean? We got uh we got a real true story right here though from a woman.
I must, in honor of my ancestors, my mama's great uncle specifically. When I was about 10 years old, we went to my mama's aunt's house. Her joint, her great uncle was sitting on the porch. I was sitting on the porch, and there was some other men sitting around. And this old man, the great uncle, starts telling me the story. And he says, "You know this your land, right? You know this our land." And I said, "Yes," because I had been told that all my life. And then he said, we didn't just give up our land easy. We fought. It took them more years than I've been here to get our land. They thought they was going to be able to get help from the Africans they stole, but the Africans fought against them because they wanted to go back home. He said the only people that was willing to help them, the devil is what he called, help the devil, was the Siberians that came down from Alaska. Then he starts trying to explain to me how Russia and Alaska are this far apart, and the Siberians rode in from Russia to Alaska, and they helped the devil. And that's I guess how they got the upper hand. I don't know. And in exchange for that, the devil gave the Siberians our land. One of the other men chimes in and says, "Don't forget they get paid for life." And anyway, I'm like 10. I'm in my mind, I'm playing this story like, and I'm excited. I'm invested. And he is telling me about how hard we fought to keep our land, and how hard the Africans fought to get free and go back home, and about the Siberians, and about Russia being this far apart. And he told me to make sure I told this story to my children, and I did not. But I'm not going to be silent anymore. I know that my granny never lied to me. My granny never lied to me, especially about nothing that she told me that her grandma told her. And that same story, this our land, same story. My grandma had a sister, and when I was a little girl, I guess from the time I can remember, she would always say, "You not colored, you not a nigger, you Indian." And she would make me repeat it. And I would say, "I as an Indian," and she correct my English. She would correct my English and say, "No, you say I am an Indian. They don't like when you talk like me." Oh God, I wish I could say more. But anyway, peace, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. That's just a message from the elders from my personal experience, man. And like they say, when you want to do your genealogy, uh start with your ancestors. Don't take no DNA test, putting your saliva in it. That's not gonna verify who you are, where you come from. You know, a lot of them tests is counterfeit anyway. Like I say, the best bet is to talk to your elders, your grandmother, your great grands, however far you can go back. Or if you can ask your parents about stories, you feel me, or they great grands and stuff like that. That'll give you a more clear perception of what really happened. But from that story she gave, it just sounded like a bunch of foreigners, you know, was going at it with the natives, and which they don't even talk about. During the first census, there was plenty Indian wars all over this nation, you know, and it was more than one tribe. It was a whole bunch of tribes all over the United States. So they don't really tell us the full depth of everything, though. You know what I mean? Like they talk about the Civil War, but between I want to say 1790 first census all the way up to the Civil War, it was nothing but Indian wars going on. You know, but it is what it is. But like I say, people for the genealogy, man, just make sure, you know, y'all have more conversation with y'all elders, you know, if they still living and still here. Gonna jump right into another one though, man.
Not the first American Aboriginals are. Now watch this.
Were the Mongoloids at war with the Aborigines? Tellingly, these scenes only begin to appear after the arrival of the Mongoloids.
Until 9,000 years ago, we don't find a single scene of violence. And this coincides with finds which show an increase in population. We can't draw any conclusions, but there is an increase in small tribes, and violence becomes very important.
Conquest by the Mongoloids would explain why there are no Aborigines in the Americas today. They were wiped out.
So who was these Aborigines that they claim to wipe out? But before that, listen to Malcolm depict what an Aborigine looked like.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. Aborigines are
Come on, man.
called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people.
And this is how the Mongols are depicted. Look familiar? And here's a depiction of the actual war they was just talking about in the video. And some more depictions right here. Do it look like they was killing them off? And they said there was no war until the Mongols arrived. Key word, arrived. So when they arrived, these dark people was already here. Well, where did those dark people disappear to? Nowhere. We still here. Part 4, we going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is in front of y'all faces, man. You feel me? Pay attention to the messenger. Go do the research, man. Make sure you do your own due diligence, you know. Like, don't never go off somebody else's beliefs. But one thing about it, the facts is written down and the stuff that happened here can't be erased. It's already been done. You feel me? But the biggest thing they did to us was reclassify us, you know what I mean, and call us something different, make us adapt to their society, you feel me, when they established America. So that's why with our educational system and us coming up, like we're just set on to that specific belief when the whole time they've been telling us the truth and lying to us. But it just all seems strange, you know, as far as this land mass, you know, like we got distant relatives, African. They don't call themselves Africans, but I'm gonna just say that because they actually identify themselves by their tribe. But people in Haiti, you know, people in Jamaica, that's all our distant relatives. They got their culture. But when it comes to this land here, there's too many discrepancies going on, man. So now this is an unsolved thing that just gotta get unraveled, you know. So we just need more people to, you know, pay attention and do their own research, man. All right, stop believing into the people that lie to you. And it's written down, it's facts.
And how old are you, Chief?
67.
And what's your occupation?
I'm retired.
And what did you do prior to that?
I was in the military, retired military.
Okay. And your tribal membership?
You mean blood quantum?
Yes.
Okay, it's not required.
Okay.
Only the lineage is required.
Okay.
I just did mine because I wanted to.
Okay.
It's not required.
Okay. And what's your position in the tribe?
I'm the principal chief of the tribe. We cover Southwest Louisiana and Southeast Texas.
Okay.
So,
What is the name of your tribe in their native language?
Ishak, Ishak, Ishak. The slur word was a takapa, okay? It was given by the Choctaw, and then when the Spanish and the French came over, they kept the word up, a takapa. But our real name was really Ishak, you know. So that would be the name from the beginning of time, you know, with the tribe. Yes.
Where did your tribe, what is the origin of your tribe? How did your tribe begin? Where did it start from?
Well, there's a lot of saying. Some say that we came from the sea. We don't really know, but the Ishak been here for like 4,000 years. We see. So, but the Ishak been here for like 4,000 years. We don't really know. There's a lot of write-ups about Egypt and stuff like that during the Ice Age. But there's nothing really solid that I know of that where it actually originated from, except here. Okay, the tribe was basically Opelousas in St. Martinsville, Honorville area, all the way to Lake Charles, Calcasieu, to Alexandria, through Natchitoches. And also, if you go into East Texas, to Galveston, Matagorda Bay, all the way down. We have 2 clans in Texas and 4 in Louisiana. So if you go back up to 1802, all this was called a Takapa territory. See? So the Ishak were here all this time. And that was we inhabited all this land and all this area, pretty much, you know, all the way to Galveston. All the way to Galveston.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that's the Ishak tribe. You know, a lot of people are familiar with the Cherokee, you know, and like Seminoles and everything. But like I said, there was natives all over this United States map. So you got, I don't know how many, maybe over 50 tribes. I'm just gonna throw a number, but when after they moved and did what they did, they made it down to 5 tribes, you know, by paperwork, by paper genocide. You know, the Europeans, Walter Plecker, when they reclassify who's native and who's not, if you don't fall in line with the 5 tribes recognized, you know, you basically colored or you black. So that's how they got over on this. But you got Choctaw, Cherokee, like it's a bunch of different tribes, you know. So just here to put the information out there, man. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all do y'all homework, man. You feel me? Appreciate everybody tapping into the podcast. They've been supporting us, you know, over a year. We now to season 3, you know, just keeping it pushing, man. Doing what we do. Wait for this next one to load up, man. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now we finna jump into the paperwork, man. Real deal documents.
I want you guys to put in Civil Rights Act of 1968, Indians. And this is gonna come up, right? But see, this shit right here, this image, you know, they try to throw you off with this image right here. Now I want you to click tab and create another, you know, tab or whatever, and put in Civil Rights Act of 1968. When you put in that, I want you to scroll over here. I want you to read. Just keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, and look, nicknames. Fair Housing Act, Indian Civil Rights Act of 1968. But wait, these are Negroes, right? Didn't this is what our people fought for, right? So when you don't claim that you're Indian, this don't pertain to you. Right along with the peace treaties. Like I've been telling you guys, all these dudes who keep saying that you're not an Indian, do not listen to these dudes. Now let me go back to
Hey, that's dope he said that, man, because when they did the Civil Rights Act, you know, for so-called black Negro, well, at the time, yeah, they was calling us colored. You feel me? So the whole time that was going on, when they passed the whole Civil Rights Act and MLK and all that, they gave the original name to what it was, though. Like if you look at the surnames, Indian Act, all that type of stuff, that's why today's time you don't see black or colored in the laws anywhere. You feel me? But that's what they identify as by. But we don't got no laws to protect us. Black is really nothing but a title. It's a social class. You feel me? But it's not a group like a like it's not a culture. So yeah, man, just putting more light on everything. You feel me? Cause you know things been looking dim for a while now, but in the time of the age of Aquarius, you feel me? Information is coming out now.
Africa is a little confusing for me because they use different terms than we do in the USA. People frequently refer to black South Africans, white South Africans, and then there's another category. Colored. Right. Now, if I say that, I'll be canceled from the internet. People used to say that for in the USA, and then at some point that wasn't okay. But when you say colored people here in South Africa, who does that refer to?
It refers to me. I'm a proud colored. I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm in between, so I'm a colored.
Long ago, the apartheid regime categorized South Africans into 4 racial groups: black, white, Indian, and colored. Colored South Africans stand out as having some of the most diverse genetic backgrounds in the world. Folks like Tracy are descendants of 2 or more ethnicities, including indigenous African, European settlers, and Asian slave workers.
And do colored people here have a different culture than black or white South Africans?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, we don't eat the same food. Black people eat pap. We don't eat pap. Seafood is mainly our colored food. We live from the sea.
We have now, and I'm trying to talk to people from all different.
You know what's funny about that, man? Like they literally just taking, you know, classifying people, you know, by stuff they call us. You feel me? So it's like, all right, you got white South Africans, you got Africans. Like that's why, you know, when people be calling, they call it African American over here. Elon Musk is way more African than any of us over here right now. You feel me? Like, come on now. Like, they just want to push us further away from the truth. But if you call yourself that and you fall for the indoctrination, then that's what you are. But there's no benefits in calling yourself that.
That's actually responsible for killing the Indians off. But not by smallpox, they lying. Here's the truth. This is Walter Plecker. In 1924, he created the Racial Integrity Act. This act forced all Indians to be reclassified as colored. Yes, colored, the same term they call Black Americans' ancestors. Proven before our ancestors was called colored, they was called Indians. Killing the Indians. Why the Civil Rights Act of 1968 was also called the Indian Civil Rights Act. You awake yet? This about to blow your mind. I'm about to show you.
Tell y'all, man, it's right though. It's right in front of you. You feel me? Like, hey, go search this stuff up. Look in the National Archives. You feel me? It's not talked about. You know, you gotta have somebody either like your elders put you on game and let you know, hey, you had a. I remember, you know, somebody looking like a native in the family or Indian in the family, or they'll tell you straight up and tell you what's going on. You feel me? Like, man. So finna just keep it moving, man. You know, high frequencies, high vibrations, man. That's what we on. You feel me? Everything's energy, bro.
Quote Bedford Stuyvesant in my time. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us.
I know.
See, and what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
Hey, that is real. Farrakhan was talking about that back then, man. When you got the Karens out here modern day, like, because they so messed up in the mind, they always killing violent history, killing no European. You feel me? So they cite themselves out based on their own destructive mind and put themselves in the type of fear. You know what I mean? And that ain't cool, bro, at all. You feel me? Like, but we're gonna keep it moving though, man. You know what I mean? Keeping it pushing with Fleetwood right now. Gonna keep it pushing over here, man. Rolling with the punches. You know what I mean? No.
That are invincible, and that the nuclear arms race is back on, threatening to turn tensions with Washington into a new Cold War.
So do y'all remember all that? And TikTok, this is scripted for entertainment purposes, not real, all of that. Now y'all know how y'all been seeing UFO sightings, lots of them around the world. Now I'm going to tell y'all why you shouldn't be worried about this propaganda that they always trying to instill fear into people. Watch this.
Haven't heard came to me from two insiders, Bob Dean and Pete Peterson, where both of them independently told me that in the year 1990, all of the nuclear warheads in the US and in the USSR completely melted down, became radioactively inert, and even the missiles themselves would just sputter around and wouldn't even fly a straight trajectory anymore.
Former USA officers present evidence of UFOs tampering with nuclear weapons, just like when the UFOs flew over the White House. And they said it was weather related. Same thing with them saying that these are light pillars affected by the cold weather. They're letting it be known that we do have technology and we will pull up and make sure y'all see us. Even if y'all want to keep trying to cover them up in the clouds.
Most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
Can you tell what's real or fake anymore? Are we actually even getting real rain? I don't know, but I'm letting y'all know that they're letting you know that they done pulled up. And because there's people like you watching videos like this, all of this unification, these little fear tactics that they try to do, please, do you know the cosmic beings who are trying to help this planet physically and spiritually? Because this is a multi-dimensional planet. But y'all continue creating things, trying to bring up war and pain on this planet. They're not playing. We not playing. So y'all stay dangerous. No fear, the aliens here.
Hey, man, it's a lot going on, man. You got to be tapped within to understand the message, man. But long story short, man, it was no reason why the government came out, you know, when Trump was in office and decided they wanted to reveal the documents about, you know, UFOs and whatnot, you know, because it's hitting the fan. You feel me? Like, there's no way to keep that, you know, hidden or out of sight, out of mind. People are now seeing stuff like this now, you know. Uh-oh. Madonna accused of child trafficking. 2009. Oh, okay. So they got secret code names, you know what I mean, for when they traffic your children. Hot dog equals a boy, pizza equal girl, cheese little girl, pasta, little boy, ice cream, man. It's real, man. Also, they say, Wayfair used to have that situation going on where they was trafficking kids and they was setting like outrageous prices on certain items, but we already know it's a lot of trafficking going on all around, you feel me? So when they talking about these people like Epstein is really the co-founder of all this starting for real, so yeah, it's a lot of that going on, man. It's a lot out here, man. It's just being aware of it, you feel me? It's so easy to be distracted. But I mean, the only solution to it is if everybody get to a point where, it's like, hey, we tired of this, but that only comes when everybody unite as one. As long as we divided, it's just gonna keep happening. Okay, then.
This was one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches back in the day. I want y'all to listen closely. This is about melanated people and us being here in the United States.
Much America strays away from the ideals of justice.
They don't talk about this,
The
though.
goal of America is freedom. Used and scorned though we may be, our destiny is tied up in the destiny of America. Before the Pilgrim Fathers landed at Plymouth, we were here. Before Jefferson etched across the pages of history the majestic words of the Declaration of Independence, we were here.
Come on, man.
Before the beautiful words of the Star-Spangled Banner were written, we were here. For more than 2 centuries, our forebears labored here without wages. They made cotton kings. They built the homes of their masters in the midst of the most humiliating and oppressive conditions. Yet out of a bottomless vitality, they continue to grow and develop.
What Dr. King is saying in this speech is that we were already here before the Pilgrims migrated to America, before they came here to pretty much steal this country for their own. A lot of history that we have learned in school is pretty much the history that they only wanted us to know. They only wanted us to know certain things, and they took out a lot of information from history. That's why it's called his story, because it is usually the story that the European forefathers written. So that way we wouldn't actually know who we were. They did not want us to know who we were. They only wanted us to know that we were slaves. They only wanted us to know that we were Negroes. That's all they wanted us to know. Even Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had knowledge, and he knew that we weren't just Negroes and slaves. We were already here. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yeah, it's right there in the speeches, man. It's right there. Like, how do you miss all that? MLK and Malcolm X both talked about what's going on. So it came out of their mouths too. Ain't no conspiracy theory or nothing. They told you in so many different ways what's going on. So I don't know why people chose to still ride with them folk telling us lies. Feel me? So I got one more clip to show y'all, man. You feel me? From Orlando Media Group. You did. Real
World
spill.
order. What we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly,
Yes.
we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one.
That's
And
it.
the new one,
The dollar.
the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital.
Listen,
It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money.
However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
Are we ready for a new world?
It's getting real out here, man. Every day is something new going on. You feel me? So like I say, man, you gotta pay attention, because if you too consumed and controlled by whatever it may be, like money, possessions, tangibles, um, anything that you like to do that's not helping you, you gotta consistently keep learning, man. Keep your mind open. You know what I mean? Don't close your mind off. 'Cause when you close your mind off, you're willing to accept everything that they told you and indoctrinated you with, even though they told you the truth, but they didn't just give it to you. You got to do research for that. So I got one last thing before we end it off. So recently, it's been a spaceship of non-human origin spotted near U.S.-Mexico border. So I'm trying to figure out, like, this is the most between, I would say, 2022, early 2022, or a little bit before, where they're really talking about UFOs so much today. So that was an image of suspected UFO that was enhanced, by artificial intelligence. And this was found in Mexico. You feel me? Um, so Mexico, they believe, it was a sunset over a stadium near Mexico border, shows a flying saucer. Somebody took a snap of it. You know what I mean? It's getting real, man. Say, I believe it's a ship of non-human origin. 2 miles away from El Paso, Texas. They're saying it could also be a human plane or a drone. But hey, to each his own, man. This ain't the first time we done heard or seen anything, though, you feel me? But keep y'all eyes open, keep y'all minds open, you feel me? You know what I mean? Keep raising your vibrations out here, man, protecting your energy and your aura. Not everybody is meant for you, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to cut the string just for you to elevate, man, whatever you got to do out here. It's 2023, man. We putting up Michael Jordan numbers this year, man. You know what I mean? Real for real. We want them 6 rings, people. Putting up them stats. You know what I mean? Unstoppable stats. But yeah, man, this was Keep It Pushing with Fleetwood JR, man. Y'all already know. Shout out to my co-host, Jack Calder, man. We going up, man. More on the way. You feel me? Like I say, man, on the podcast will realize. You know you're gonna get educated, and then don't believe us. Whatever you heard or you seen on this episode, man, just backtrack. Go, you know what I mean? Do your research. You know what I mean? You're gonna open that rabbit hole. Once you jump in that hole, ain't no telling when you're gonna see the light again, because it's gonna keep getting deeper and deeper. You know what I mean? But keep tapping in with yourself. Like I say, protecting your energy, handling your business, keep manifesting and knocking out your gold, man. You feel me? I ain't out of here. Keeping it pushing with Fleetwood, y'all.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would